Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to a new edition of our program, Africa Today. In today's edition, we are going to talk about Egypt's membership of the BRICS economic bloc, which was activated recently, and we'll be shedding light about that in our episode. And we'll start with this report about this very same issue, where Egypt's membership in the BRICS economic bloc was officially activated as Russia assumed leadership of the group, which now comprises 10 countries. The BRICS, an economic platform for emerging markets and developing countries, welcomed the 5 new members: Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Iran, Ethiopia in August last year during the group's summit in South Africa. The integration of the new member states marked a major expansion for the bloc, originally founded by Russia, Brazil, China, and India, which was in 2006, and later joined by South Africa in 2011. More details in the following story.
Russia assumed the chairmanship of the BRICS group in 2024, which now comprises 10 countries following its expansion during the 15th BRICS summit last August. Egypt, Iran, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Ethiopia's full memberships in the BRICS group were activated on Monday. In his speech on the occasion, Russian President Vladimir Putin affirmed that Russia looks forward to fruitful work with all BRICS countries, planning to hold over 200 BRICS-related events at various levels in many Russian cities. According to a statement issued by the Russian embassy in Cairo, Putin invited all countries to cooperate with the group, indicating that the Russian chairmanship of the BRICS group will work under the slogan, "Strengthening multilateralism for equitable global development and security." Furthermore, Putin said that the Russian chairmanship of the BRICS in 2024 will work with a special focus on constructive cooperation with all countries concerned. Putin said that they are making all efforts to contribute to the harmonious integration of new participants into the group's operating mode in order to preserve traditions and based on the experience that the group has gained in previous years. The Russian president added that they will take into account the readiness of many other countries, reaching 30 countries to join the BRICS and its multidimensional agenda. For this, they will begin intensive work to crystallize the new category of the pattern countries in the BRICS. Furthermore, he added that they will place special focus on increasing foreign policy coordination of the participating countries and jointly search for effective responses to the challenges and threats to international and regional security and stability. For its part, the Russian embassy in Cairo welcomed Egypt's accession to the BRICS group, affirming the continued cooperation with Egypt to deepen the bilateral partnership between the two countries. BRICS was formed in 2006 and initially included Brazil, Russia, India, and China. South Africa joined the intergovernmental organization in 2011.
To shed more light on the issue, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Said Kholey, Professor of Economics. Dr. Said, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Sir, Egypt, Iran, and the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia and Ethiopia's full membership in the BRICS economic bloc were actually activated on Monday. How does this inclusion of these 5 nations significantly would contribute to the economic and political influence of the BRICS group?
Of course, there is a lot of benefits for Egypt to join this group, BRICS group, which really enhance several things in economical direction for exchange between this country, the BRICS plus 5 country, which you mentioned, Saudi Arabia from the Gulf, Emirates from the Gulf, and from Africa, Egypt and Ethiopia, and so on. This will enhance our economical development because the trade between this country with the local currency, and this will reduce the pressure of American dollar in our economy, which we suffer right now. That is in the economical direction, and also it will open the door for Egypt to invest and attract foreign direct investment from this country especially from China and from Russia to Egypt in the future under the umbrella of BRICS+5 group. Also in the political issue, that is, it has power for Egypt for negotiations with other countries and so on. And we hope with this participation of Ethiopia and Egypt, it will resolve the dam between the problem between Ethiopia and Egypt, because both of us are members of BRICS right now. And that is in social issue, the exchange between people from all these countries and from Egyptians, it will open the door, and we don't need visa and so on to go to this country in the near future. I believe it's a lot of benefit for Egypt and for BRICS. And remember, BRICS member is really controlled 40% of the trade in worldwide, and this it will add value for Egyptian economy in the near future.
Yes. Doctor, how would the step impact the Egyptian economy?
How?
This step of the activation of the Egyptian membership in the BRICS affect the Egyptian economy?
Of course, with this agreement, it will open the door for attracting investment especially from China and from Russia, to be able to invest. Russia and China already invested in Egypt, but we will have after we join the BRICS group, it will be more and more investment, especially from Russia, especially from India and China. And that it will enhance the industrial sector, which we really focus now in Egypt. We focus on cyanide, which is mineral industry, and the technology in China and Russia in mineral industry. We have the raw materials, and we have the people, we have the location, we have the logistics, which we have the state-of-the-art logistics in Egypt right now. We attract the technology to be partnership. I believe it's going to be a win-win situation between Egypt and all partners of BRICS.
Yes. Sir, actually, what specific goal does the group aim to achieve under the Russian chairmanship slogan of strengthening the multilateralism for equitable global development and security?
Of course, Russia is one of the superpowers in the world right now, and really being able to head the BRICS groups, Russia will add value to the power balance in the world. Remember, we have right now we have a lot of problems, especially in Egypt. We have all our border with turbulence in Sudan and in Libya, and for example, right now in Gaza, and with the Russian and with Egypt participate in this agreement, it will really protect Egypt in the future and so on from any other fraction in the world right now.
Yes. Sir, how does the Russian president propose actually to enhance the foreign policy coordinating among the BRICS member countries?
Of course, Russia plays a very important role in terms of economical development, technological development, and also the power of Russia, besides being a superpower, it has a very, very significant power when it comes to military power and so on.
Yeah.
Being allied with Russia and China, it will enhance the Egyptian army with supplying the new or the state-of-the-art military equipment, and in Egypt, and in the future, Egypt will be in a different place by attracting this kind of, joining this kind of group, and many other groups it will come later on. Remember, the BRICS is +5 now. I believe in the future it will be +10, +20, and so on. And really, it will control over 60% of the economical trade worldwide.
Yes. Over 30 countries have expressed actual interest in joining the BRICS. How do you read this drive, and what steps does the Russian president suggest for incorporating these new partner countries in the BRICS with the multidimensional agenda?
Remember, we have in this new member, which is the Saudi Arabia with the It has a power for oil as a major factor. And really, China and India depend on the oil supply from Saudi Arabia and from United Emirates and so on. So we have the Gulf with the investment, we have the technology from China and Russia, and we have the support of Indian people also. All of that, when you integrate it together, it will add value, a significant value to our economical system and to the group itself.
Yes. Also a grouping already home to some 40% of the world's population and quarter of the global GDP. How do you weigh its importance as an introduction to a new economic bloc, or rather the world order as a whole?
With the large population of this group, for China, for example, for India, for example, it's over 3 billion people. And when we add Egypt, with a large population, is 105 million people and our population. So really, this group of population, which is really huge compared to European Union, compared to America and so on, with this large population, you have a local market which can observe the result of investment and many industry and many agriculture industry in the region and for all this country. Remember, the population play a very major role as a mean for distributing its product and service, whether industrial product, whether it's agricultural product. We have the demand from our the population of the group, and that is really add value for all sides. It's a win-win situation again.
Yes. Actually, sir, amid heightened global tensions provoked by the Ukrainian war and the growing rivalry between China and the United States, how do you see the urgency to strengthen the bloc?
Remember, year 2024, it is several elections, especially in November 2024. We have an election in the states between Biden, for example, and Trump, which is considered the two nominated people, even they don't have the primary until now. But according to the survey, which is published yesterday, that is the candidate from the Democratic side, it will be John Biden, and from the Republican side, it will be Trump. Also in Europe, there is several countries due for election, and many other countries in the world. And really, with the Russian-Ukrainian war, it will affect in a way or another this kind of distribution of power. And we'll see by the end of this year a new structure, even in the superpower or European countries, even in Israel, for example, with Netanyahu. The people really not satisfied with his performance and so on. And we see a different map in terms of election by the end of the year. And remember, the election in Egypt with President Sisi gained almost 90% of the voting. It gave a message for the world. All Egyptians stand behind their president, behind their leadership. And even with the inflation rate and increase the price, but the Egyptian people really stand for their leadership, and all 90% of Egyptian people stand for President Sisi and for his leadership and for his really self-control, even so with what's going on in Gaza and so on.
Indeed, Dr. Said Kholey, our professor of economics, thank you so much for your precious input. Always a pleasure. And according to the CEO of one of the consortium partners, mid-February is when electricity generation at Tanzania's massive development project, the Julius Nyerere Dam, is expected to begin. The dam, with the length of 1,024 meters and the storage capacity of about 34 billion cubic meters of water, is aimed to double the Tanzanian energy production and control the floods, as well as to improve the agriculture.
The CEO of one of the consortium partners said that Tanzania's mega development project, Julius Nyerere Dam, which is being constructed by a consortium of two Egyptian companies, is set to start power generation in mid-February. According to the cabinet statement, the CEO said at a meeting with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli to follow up on the project that the dam is now 94% complete and undergoing testing. He revealed that work is currently underway to establish an industrial zone over an area of 2.5 million square meters in the Tanzanian city of Dar es Salaam. During the meeting, Madbouli reiterated that the project reflects Egypt's keenness to cooperate with Africa in implementing development projects. The dam, with a length of 1,025 meters and a storage capacity of about 34 billion cubic meters of water, is aimed at doubling Tanzania's energy production, controlling floods, and improving agriculture. The $2.9 billion dam, referred to as the Julius Nyerere hydroelectric power project, is expected to solve the country's electricity shortage problem by securing clean power to more than 60 million Tanzanians, as well as controlling water flow during flooding. The project has been under construction since 2019 and is expected to produce 5,920 power units annually when completed. The energy generated will be transmitted at a voltage of 400 kilovolts to a substation where it will be integrated into the national electricity grid. The project is being implemented through a joint venture of two Egyptian companies. According to officials, the project, fully financed by the Tanzanian government, is providing work to 8,000 Tanzanians, 1,000 Egyptians, and other foreign workers. The project dates back to August 2017, when Tanzania announced bids for the construction of the dam, which was later won by the Egyptian consortium.